So, deep bow to everyone who is here, whether you are joining live and maybe you're here in the Discord server, or perhaps you are watching live on YouTube. It's even possible that you are watching through TikTok, but ideally, it's best to watch on the YouTube channel so there's not a bunch of distractions coming in. And if it's convenient, then you can join us in our online community space through the app called Discord. And that's a really wonderful way to join as we can experience a sense of intimacy and community. We can see that we are practicing with other people, and over time we see that there are um, similar people coming together to practice. Now is not the time to worry too much about how to use Discord or figure anything out. It's just time to participate, to practice together, and to slow down, enjoy this moment and this opportunity. So, what we need to practice together, we already have. Whatever you have right now, your baggage, your suffering, your joy, your pain, your pleasure, your difficulty, your confusion, whatever it might be, is okay. Whatever you have with you right now is okay. And we kind of have to start meditation practice with that mindset that what I have right now is enough. So I don't need something more in particular, but also that there's nothing you need to get rid of to be here. There's nothing you need to avoid um, by being here. And we don't come to meditation to avoid anything or to get rid of something, but we show up to our meditation practice to arrive, to be home, to be free, to be in the present moment, to be in the here and now. We can say to experience a sense of truth. Something that inspires me a lot about the way that we practice meditation here on the Discord and people who are joining in live through YouTube or wherever they might be, and just community meditation events in general, is this feeling of being a collective. This is a collective practice. I am not alone. I am not an island at this moment. I'm really, I actually asked one of my teachers about this one time. And I said, because my teacher, he is a monk from Myanmar, this really mystical, kind of unbelievably wise and detached and mindful Buddhist monk from Myanmar, Sayadaw Otamasara. And I asked him once, I said, Master, you have these centers all over the world where there are, some of these centers have thousands of people and they're living together and they're cooperating together and they're doing good deeds together. They're practicing mindfulness and meditation together. And I said, I see that and I wonder, how can that be practice, or how can all that energy kind of be worked with or done in a similar way in an online space, right? How is that possible? And the teaching that he gave to me at that moment was that actually the mind is much more important than the body. So if we really show up here with our sincerity, with our mindfulness, with our wholeheartedness, then we are together, we are a part of a collective at the present moment, um, in the deepest way, in the fullest way, even more so than if we were, um, to be physically together, but not actually to have our minds focused, not actually to be practicing together. So that's what I love about this kind of live community meditation event, not only as a host, but as a participant, is this energy and this kind of force, this inspiration to really practice, to really be here in the present moment. And this is an opportunity to feel and experience that there is a present moment. We are here in the present moment. So that our complicated thinking, our worries, our confusions, our story of our lives, that may all be there. We're open to all that. We can be open to everything that life has to offer. But there's also a lived experience here in the present moment that is more kind of unfolding and unpacking and opening up and opening out. It's not so constricted. It's not locked into one particular perspective, one particular person, one particular place, one particular time, one particular story. These may arrive and come into our mind, but we don't need to rely on them. We can rely on this present moment experiencing. We can rely on impermanence, like a bird song. And a bird song is also true. A bird song is also real. So when we hyperfixate on our negative thoughts, our worries, our fears, difficult feelings in the body, we can perpetuate this feeling that these are permanent, that these are continuous. We're feeding this energy of, I'm experiencing this, I'm going through this, and it doesn't seem to be stopping, and it keeps happening, it keeps going on. But we can listen to that and see that just like a bird song, something that comes up and something that will surely go away, something that will not stay here. It couldn't stay here. It's not possible. Just like the sound of the bird singing cannot stay here. Just like the present moment sensation, if you rub your fingers together, cannot stay here. It's just a temporary arising of a sensation, a feeling, a thought, an idea, but it's not permanent, it's not fixed. So, part of our practice of meditation is we get to show up, we get to kind of come home, arrive to the here and now, and we get to be keenly aware to experience for ourselves this truth of impermanence. The biggest, baddest thought comes up and it goes away. We can be fully aware of that. We don't need to have any goal at this moment. We don't need to understand anything at this moment. So, without something to attain, without a certain kind of understanding of what's happening, what kind of experience is going on. So we turn the mind around. In meditation, we kind of stop what we're doing. We're not eating during meditation. We're not watching YouTube during meditation. Well, some of us are. but we're doing it in a meditative way. We are stopping um, the activities of the body and the mind. But this kind of stopping is not a control. It's more of a stepping back from our involvement with. Okay, we are uninvolved. What a joy. What freedom, what peace to be uninvolved with the goings on, with the momentum of our self fixation, our self focused thinking, our likes and dislikes that move us from this place to the next. We are aware that there's a rising and passing away of mental and physical experiences, all kinds of different ones. It's not so important what particular ones are coming up. But we step back from the involvement with those. So we are uninvolved with those mental and physical processes. We are simply aware. Meditation is an active process. Okay, we can say real meditation is not about getting into a kind of trance. Okay, we're not here to zone out. We're not here to zone in. This is an active process of being aware of what's happening in the present moment and applying our meditation method, whatever that might be for you. At certain times when we find ourselves in times of trouble, times of great adversity, times of great confusion, great stress, it can be wonderful to practice a metta meditation, loving kindness meditation practice. So we use our thoughts, we use our internal voice, our mind, and we say, "May I be free from fear. May I be free from anxiety. May I be at peace. May I be safe. May I be loved." But this is an opportunity to show up and to be supported, to show up, to arrive, to be here now. But it's not about a particular person. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about a particular place. It's not about a particular time. This is a causes and conditions coming about where there is an opportunity to show up and to practice. And so for each one of us, this is going to mean something different. Okay, someone might be doing yoga. Someone might be practicing metta. Okay, someone might be going for a walk outside, but still with mindfulness in this space together. And so, what unifies our practice, what keeps our practice to kind of be collective, is that quality of mindfulness. Being aware of what's happening right now. Stepping back from what we believe is happening right now. Stepping back from what we want to happen right now, what we don't want to happen right now. Step back, uninvolved with all of that. I like to focus on my breathing. I find that my breathing can be a place of safety and a place of focus and joy. I like to step back and then focusing on my breathing and allow the body to relax. And I start, especially in this kind of space, in community spaces like this, there's a curiosity that starts to arise in me, a kind of gentle curiosity and interest in um, what's happening right now in my body, in my heart, from this intention of being present, certainly being loving, being compassionate. Checking in with my body and offering my body right now my full love and attention, my full gentle presence, but with a curiosity. And with this sense of, no, I'm not completely sure about what's going on right now, but I'm curious about that. I want to know about what's going on right now, but not in an intellectual sense and not in a calculated sense or contrived sense, but really through my own looking and curiosity, my concentration and my relaxation to experience this sense of wonder. This wonder of just sitting here, breathing and looking. Let's invite a few sounds of the bell. And as we hear this lovely sound of the bell, please feel invited to turn inward and to embrace your body, your heart, breath, stomach with a curious, loving attention. Let's listen to 3 sounds of the bell together. Okay, so please make sure that you are in a comfortable and stable position for your body. can close your eyes if you like. Give your attention and your interest to the breathing that's happening right now. With your attention, you can follow the breathing as it flows in through your nose and goes deeply down into the body, filling up the lungs, the stomach. Breathe in such a way that keeps your interest. Breathe as deeply as you need to bring the mind home to the body. Sometimes the mind may get excited, a bit confused, and so at that time you can take a deep breath in and bring the mind home to the body. Just relax the body, your breathing. Focusing on your breath and following your breath as it flows in and flows out. This is your tool. This is your way of being aware of what's happening in the present moment. So there is space in this practice for noticing. But mainly we allow ourselves to notice and then come back to this object of our meditation. We come back to just kind of breathing. And allow that breathing to settle us in just being aware, just the noticing itself, just the awareness itself. Whatever we experience during this meditation, good or bad, or successful or unsuccessful, that is perfect. Just notice and come back to the present moment breathing. Back to the stillness of the body. Just sitting, just breathing, just being aware. There are certain thoughts or feelings that will come up, and we feel almost that we have an allegiance to them. but we have to react to them, or we have to kind of accept that that is true or that is real. Breathe and abandon. Breathe and be uninvolved. Sit, breathe, be aware. We tend to feel that we come to these events to get something. Change the approach to arriving here to slough off, to abandon any form of getting. With each breath, each moment, just arriving home, just breathing, being aware. Do not sink into any kind of state, any kind of vibe or flowy experience. Rather, be aware, be uninvolved, gentle. Come home, just sitting here, just breathing, just being aware, just at this moment. Not involved with a single thing, not involved with a single person, not involved with any place, person, time, or experience, just aware, just sitting, just breathing, just aware, and aware that you are practicing that, aware that you are experiencing that. As we practice meditation for a certain period of time, you can feel uncomfortable or sleepy or excited, a little bit confused that we're doing it right or we're doing it wrong. Meditation is only to come home to this present moment here and now. Be with that, face that, to be uninvolved, only aware. But this aware isn't a kind of vague or trippy or trance kind of awareness. It's truly aware. It's present. It's attending to. It's showing up to exactly what's happening right now. We may be able to start to taste or get a sense of knowing this awareness itself, safety itself, freedom itself. But there's no need to move towards or away from anything. Just sit, just breathe, just be aware. In that sense, there's nothing serious about it. There's just a authenticity, naturalness, and ordinariness. Being here in the present moment wholeheartedly, with nothing to do and nowhere to go. Just enjoying to breathe and be aware. breathe in such a way and practice in such a way that fear is met by fearlessness, that tension or seriousness or tightness is met by gentleness and softness and flexibility. It's okay to feel difficulty. It's okay to feel a little bit of pain in our legs, be a tough thought, feeling in our stomach. All of that's okay. But we need to meet it in a kind, passionate, loving, gentle way. We don't need to do that so much through our thinking, but rather we can practice tending to and being with that difficulty, our breathing love, breathing gentleness. To truly feel what is there to be felt and to be uninvolved. Only compassion, only love, only aware. But all of this is just to encourage you. The meditation method is quite simple. Just sit, just breathe. Just enjoy. We're not controlling anything. We're not going to get anything out of this practice, but rather it's to notice that getting mind, it's to notice that getting rid of mind, it's to notice the movement, the pain, the stillness, and then to this period of time to come back, to return to our breathing and our awareness, especially our awareness of the body sitting here. So that we can open ourselves up to just sitting here and being aware of what's happening with not so much need to react, but a kind of good feeling to be curious and to be with, to take care of what's happening here and now. So we're going to have our last portion of this meditation practice to be the practice of metta, the practice of loving kindness. Very simple kind of meditation practice, but also very effective. And it's something that people with trauma, people with mental health suffering, psychological suffering, uh, I really encourage to practice this way of meditation a lot, to use your thoughts in this way a lot. So just make sure that your body is comfortable. Give yourself a little friendliness. Make sure that your legs aren't bunched up or in any kind of pain. You will listen to a sound of the bell, and then you can repeat after me as we practice metta meditation together, sending the energy of loving friendliness and loving kindness towards ourselves. Okay, you can repeat after me. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. May this body be free from all suffering. May this body be free from all suffering. May this mind be free and at peace. May this mind be free and at peace. May all those things that burden me be let go of. May all the difficult feelings in my body that burden me be let go of. May all the difficult things in my mind that burden me be let go of. May all the difficult experiences that I have had be healed. May all parts of myself that suffer be seen and loved. May all parts of myself that I am afraid of be seen and loved. May I simply be happy and at peace. May joy and happiness become established in my life. May freedom and safety become established in my life. May I be completely safe. May I be completely safe. May I feel safe all the time. So breathing and feeling this energy of a willingness to be loving and kind to ourselves. This is the energy of metta. We can say wholeheartedly, with depth and with sincerity, these words. You can repeat after me. May I be truly happy and safe. May I be truly happy and safe. May I love myself more and more every day. May I take care of myself more and more every day. May I be gentle and loving with myself, no matter what. May I be gentle and loving, no matter what. May you be gentle and loving. May you, whoever you are, be gentle and loving. May you be safe. May you be free. May you be loved. May all beings be happy and safe. May all beings, including those I have difficulty with, be happy and safe. May all beings, including those I love so much, be happy and safe. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings support my freedom from suffering. May this practice support the freedom of all beings. May it be so. May it be so. May it truly be so. Okay, we can all bring our hands together and take a deep bow to our practice and to each other. And at this time, you can massage your face and your head. Any area of the body that experience some tension or tightness during sitting, you can massage that area. So, would anyone like to ask a question or share about their experience? So
I
go ahead,
think
Austin.
for yes, I think for me, this practice of metta is very good for practicing mindfulness, but I think that it's something I need to practice regularly for it to feel um, n- natural. Right now, it feels like riding a bike for the first time. It's familiar, but also kind of strange.
Okay, so this
Something I
is
need.
great. Yeah, this is really good. So when we practice metta, when we practice this loving kindness meditation, um, it's even a practice we can do in a crisis. Okay, so when we are in crisis, like anxiety attack or something like that, I mean, really you need someone to talk to be there with you, to help take care of you when we're in crisis, right? We need support. But one of the practices we can do, instead of like trying to force ourselves to focus on our breathing or to be super mindful or whatever, is we start to use our thoughts in that way of, may I be safe? May I be free from suffering? May I be loved? May I be at peace? You can repeat a particular phrase, that's alive for you, but we repeat it in such a way where it's almost like we are drawing out our sincerity. So we're finding out about what it's like when we speak to ourselves that way, because we're not used to speaking to ourselves that way, right? To say, may I truly be happy? May I truly be free from this anxiety? May I be free from fear? So you can pick a particular phrase, such as you're dealing with, like fear, right? I've definitely felt a lot of fear, dread, these kinds of things. So when you're feeling that, you can repeat again and again and again, may I be free from fear. May this body and mind be completely free from fear. And you kind of you experience what it's like to use your voice and your thought, your mental energy in that way. And then you develop this quality of, oh, I actually do love myself. I actually am willing to be kind and gentle with myself, and it really can help us to be in like our own soulmate, our own best friend. And that's the direction we're trying to move towards in this practice. Anything else you want to share, Austin?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, any meditation practice is quite difficult. We might get in our head this ideal of, we fall into extremes. So we never practice meditation, and now we want to practice it all the time. And neither of those are really ideal. You do want to have a meditation practice in your daily life, in your weekly life, whatever it might be. But you're not, I'm not even in a position to constantly have my head to the grindstone of intensive meditation practice all the time. So it's just something we keep bringing up. We keep reorienting ourselves to the practice and to the path. And you can do it in a time of crisis, a time of difficulty, especially if you ever find your mental state to be like begin to self abuse or beat up on yourself, like criticize yourself, these kinds of things, you just put your hand on your own shoulder and say, hey, wait a minute. We're not really going to be doing it like that. We're going to practice some metta, some loving kindness. You know, you get involved and you take care of yourself in that way. The same if you're kind of very stuck in a lot of scattered thinking and complicated thinking. you just find a moment, a time to put it all down, and you can practice your mindfulness, and you can enjoy breathing, you can enjoy putting all that down, but not in a way that's avoidance, right? Like a lot of times we try to put ourselves asleep to avoid what we're feeling or avoid seeking out help, just because we're trying to get rid of whatever we're feeling. But this abandoning that I talk about, or this letting go, is not to reject anything, but it's to put it down, it's to relax it, it's to put it to rest. Anyone else have a question or want to share something?
Bhakti.
Yeah.
Um, just to speak my gratitude, and it's easy to forget about metta when you're lost in like a headspace that doesn't have any of it. And so I just want to express my appreciation for bringing it back.
Yeah. You're very welcome, Morgan. And we practice when we're sick. That's when you take medicine. You don't take medicine when you're um sky high on a running an ultra marathon. That's not when you reach for a Tylenol. You reach for a Tylenol when you're sick. When you are in that headspace, when you are going through that difficulty, that's when the medicine is really useful. So we have to learn how to remember that. It's somehow it's so difficult to gain an insight into the truth about the created truth versus our true nature, which is impermanence. Okay, and no separate self entity, no one particular person to be blamed or to be fixated on. Okay, I hope that your suffering will lessen and you have more peace and more joy, Morgan. Yeah, you're not alone in your suffering. I see you. Other people here as well, they see you, and I will speak for them. And they care about you, and they want you to be free from your suffering, just like I do. So you have that support, and just take care of yourself, and don't be shy to use that medicine, especially metta. I would say practice more metta. I know that for myself, I need that a lot because I can get into a headspace of social situation or story about myself, what I need, what I'm not getting, and it just like it's a trap that I set for myself, and then I fall into it, and I wonder why it's so painful and difficult and confusing because I fell into a trap. It's a trap of self-fixation. Anything else, Morgan? Okay, take it easy, take it slow. Some people shared some nice messages for you. Taylor over on YouTube said, "Thank you, Morgan. You're not alone." And that's the thing, right? You're not alone in what you're experiencing. A lot of people are going through these kinds of deep sufferings, right? We know that for sure. It's just like us, just like what we go through, what I go through, what you go through. And you're getting involved and you're doing the work, right? You're putting in the work. So there's a lot to be grateful for. There's a lot to appreciate about what you're doing, and that you do have some safety, you do have some simplicity, you do have some freedom, you do have some joy, you have some community, you have some access to resources. So just simple and slow and gentle, okay? And metta, more and more metta. Okay, Cleo, can you speak? Can you use your voice?
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
can hear you.
think, yeah, thank you. I think I had I had a little bit of a rough night and I decided I needed to, or I saw the notification for this and decided I should try this. And I'm glad that I did, but I find the first thing that my mind goes to is the fact that, I got distracted along the way and couldn't pull my focus for the full time. Um, but at the same time, for having not meditated in quite a long time, I did a lot better than I would think I would have ever done. And yeah, as I put in my message, I think I found myself being more quick to say, well, I should have been able to, um, hold my focus and hold that breathing and all that energy for the full session. I find myself not having an easy time giving myself the gratitude of, whatever I gave was good enough in the first place, and that's more than nothing. Do you have any tips on, um, I guess, just like, okay, that's good enough for tonight. We can't conquer Rome in a day,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
taking it easy, taking it slow. Okay, this is the path, and this is a path of lightness and joy and freedom and cheeseburgers, ideally vegan cheeseburgers, okay? Vegan burritos. Let's try and keep going in that direction, okay? It's very convenient when you live somewhere where all the food they serve is vegetarian, but let's try to remember anyway. Let's go for the vegan cheeseburgers, but that's what this path is about. It's light, it's gentle, it's loving, it's friendly, and it's flexible. Okay, and that's what's most important. So find your way of showing up to this present moment with a sense of friendliness and levity and playfulness, okay, and sincerity and wholeheartedness. And it's all about consistency. So you show up in that way, you do your best, and you enjoy. Okay? You come to the present moment. Okay? And when you mess up, you're not even talking about like, making an error, but you're saying what everyone here experienced. I mean, Robert seemed like he showed up late, right? Just kind of strolled in, let alone getting distracted. We all are getting distracted. We are all going through difficulty. Okay? We're all showing up late. What does that mean anyway? Right? If you're here now, you're here on time. And it's the same with our mindfulness, right? If you're here now, if you're present now, if you're aware now, then you're right on time. Okay? And it's like, how do we find a way to be consistent in doing good things and showing up in a good way and experiencing community? Like it's kind of a joy to know that there is community. Hey, look, there's Austin again,
Mm.
right? And we're all practicing like this. We're all facing the difficulty, the suffering, the confusion, anxiety, depression, you know, uh, dark delusions. We're going through all these kinds of things. And yet we are collectively waking up and arriving in the here and now. And we're not alone in doing that. So for me, that's what supports my consistency. That's why I became a monk, because that kind of support is what I needed to be consistent. And I recommend that you kind of use that any nervous energy or any extra energy you have regarding your practice, just use that to find a way to keep showing up and keep making making a way of practice in your life, right? Making a path of practice. Yeah, Austin?
So I was going to say I also struggle with the getting distracted when you're trying to focus on your breathing or what have you, just the present moment. And what I notice helps me is not so much trying to always be focused completely the full time, as much as allowing myself to have those distractions, note that I had them, and then kind of use that energy to pull myself back to focusing on just the feelings in my body or my breathing, just how I am at that moment. And so that way I'm not stressing about um, staying on it and worrying, oh, I got so distracted and I couldn't stay focused. It's just about paying attention to this moment, coming back.
That's great. Thank you, Austin.
If I may ask, I just put it in the chat, but I think I'm wondering now in terms of um, what is, how do I phrase this? Like, what longer meditation sessions? I feel like I've seen, like, hour-long meditation sessions, and then in certain self-help places there are like guided 15-minute and 5-minute meditations and stuff like that. Um, I think my answer probably would be more, it's not necessarily the amount of time, but more the quality of meditation that you get out of it. But I guess, in your opinion, what is the utility or use of time in meditation? Is longer, like, what does longer meditation mean? What does longer focus mean? I don't know if that's a great way to ask that question, but I feel like it's kind of a weird question.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really mean anything. Here, this isn't. This is a little bit different than a secular, kind of meditation group. Though there's a lot of secular aspects here in the way that I practice and the way that we as a community practice. But this is really, I'm a Buddhist monk, so I have a Buddhist perspective, and meditation is a part of the path, but it's not the whole path. And if you hyperfixate on meditation, then you're going to miss out on a lot of the path and a lot of the supporting factors that are available to do what you want to do through meditation. So, what do you probably want to do? Well, you probably want to suffer less. You probably want to have a more simple, stable mind. You probably want to be somewhat more concentrated, somewhat more relaxed. I think in general, that's something we all aspire to that in different ways. So meditation is great and important, but you're not going to be able to meditate consistently unless you have a foundation of living an ethical life, okay, and prioritizing the question, how can I live an ethical life? How can I be a good person? You can, look at your hands and ask, how can I be a good person? That can be your meditation, and that's fine and that's great. to practice like that and wonder like that. You need a lot of supporting factors to make progress on the path, because it's vividly difficult in a certain sense, in the way that most people approach it. It's vividly difficult in the same way that um, you may approach physical training. Okay, you want to, train your body to be very, very fit, or you want to get very, very strong, right? This is unbelievably a difficult kind of endeavor to undertake, and yet training the mind is even more difficult. So, in the same way that if you are to go, it's not insurmountable, it's completely possible. You want to get fit, start walking around a little bit. Bing, bang, boom, you're much fitter. But in the same way that going to the gym for, let's say 1 or 2 hours and exercising intensively, let's say 5 hours doing that. You go to the gym and you intensively exercise for 5 hours physically. Well, you're probably going to hurt yourself. You're not going to really have achieved anything. And you're probably not going to want to go to the gym again. You're going to feel very uncomfortable. So try to find a way to, for me, it's not about quantity and it's not about intensity, it's about consistency. So the question I ask myself is, how can I find a way to consistently do good deeds, which basically means refrain from doing things that I shouldn't do, that are not skillful for me, okay? And do more things that I should do things that are good for me and benefit people around me. So how can I consistently do good deeds, practice mindfulness, so to be aware that there is a present moment and have a relationship with that present moment. And then third, practice detachment, practice letting go. So, that's why I'm, dressed like this. That's why I'm living in a monastery. That's why I became a monk, because I want to find a way to consistently practice like that. For people who aren't on the path of becoming monks, you follow the 5 precepts, I'd say, and you practice meditation, and you listen to Dharma talks, and you be a part of a community, and you also practice detachment, willing to let go here and now. Are you willing to let go? So that's what this space is here to support. And that's what these meetings are here to support. Not so much like we get a good, strong meditation and now we're juiced up and we're ready to go. That's, if you really like the sound of my voice, then this will be a great way to meditate and do that. But that's really not the main focus. This is meant to be an access point for consistency of spiritual practice in our lives as a whole. So we make use of what is here to feel supported and encouraged to live the spiritual life, to walk the path. Peace is possible. There is a present moment. There are like-minded people. There is a community of like-minded people on the path. Okay? Meditation is real. You can practice real meditation. Being a good person, being an ethical person is real and worthwhile to do. Okay, anything else?
No, I think that really that answers my question quite well. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay, so we are going to wrap up with a couple songs. Morgan, have you got your songbook in front of you?
I got a couple songs memorized, but
Which songs do you have memorized?
breathing in, breathing out,
Okay.
and happiness is here and now.
Okay. So we will do, we're going to do breathing in, breathing out. Happiness is here and now. And we're going to finish with the island within. So I did share this songbook. So some people might have it in front of them. If you do, that's great. If you don't have it in front of you, then you can listen along and enjoy. Maybe I can share the lyrics somewhere. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Robert. On YouTube, I'll share the lyrics. Now, if you've never sung songs yet, then you're very lucky because this is your chance to sing some songs with the Monk Life community. This is a powerful practice. Very advised. All right. So you can either listen or follow along. If you have the lyrics in front of you, please do try to follow along. And this first song, Breathing In, Breathing Out, has hand motions. Okay? Everybody ready? Don't forget to smile. Okay, we can take a deep breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. Okay, do your best to sing. If you are uncomfortable to sing, that means that it will have the strongest effect on you. So please don't be shy. All right, so we'll do now happiness is here and now. This one doesn't have hand motions. Okay, you can take a deep breath in. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. No longer in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do, but I don't need to hurry. Yes, it truly works. Okay, so we'll finish with The Island Within. Okay, the song The Island Within. This one I'm a little bit less skillful at singing, but I think we'll be okay. Okay. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine, and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy going back to my island. Okay, one more time. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine, and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy going back to my island. Okay, so let's listen to a sound of the bell, and we'll wrap up our practice here together. A few moments of joyful quietude. Okay, we can all bring our hands together and make a deep bow to each other, this community, and this practice. Okay, thank you all for being here. Be happy, be peaceful. See you again. Bye-bye. And you YouTubers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to your own happiness, peace, mindfulness, and joy. Okay? Goodbye.